6-year lease agreement with the company Vulcan Energy Ghana Limited to refurbish and operate the power barge, initially using diesel fuel and later using gas to be delivered by the West Africa gas pipeline. Ghana sought additional electricity supplies from the barge to alleviate electricity shortages resulting from reduced water levels at the Akosombo Dam hydroelectric project. The Vulcan Energy Company promised to begin operations within 90 days. Plans were announced to increase the barge's generating capacity by 60 megawatts, bringing it from its then current capacity of 125 megawatts up to 185 megawatts. However, the barge never operated and the expansion was not completed. The government of Ghana sued in a Ghanaian court seeking to nullify the contract with Vulcan Energy. Vulcan Energy blamed Pro Energy, a US company with which it had contracted, for Vulcan's inability to bring the generating station online as promised. Vulcan Energy and Pro Energy sued each other in the US courts, and the government of Ghana later filed a lawsuit against Pro Energy in US court. The Ministry of Energy, in a letter dated 16th of November 2015 and referenced SCR, directed GMPC to take over the ownership of the barge. However, due to the prolonged legal dispute, which prevented GMPC from working on the barge, no maintenance activities could be performed throughout the arbitration, leading to the deterioration from excessive corrosion. In a report dated 10th of June 2019, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, under its Integrated Resource and Resilience Planning Project, provided an analysis of the status of Osachifo Power Barge. After performing a technical audit on the barge, USAID in its report recommended that it was not commercially viable to return the barge to service, as the cost of refurbishment would likely far exceed the cost of purchasing a new barge. GMPC received a proposal through the Ministry of Energy from Safo and Stephen Company, dated 2nd March 2021. GMPC subsequently received an expression of interest to decommission the barge through the Ministry of Energy from Mishak Limited, dated 2nd March 2022. In this letter, the Minister directed GMPC to engage Mishak Company Limited to decommission the barge and informed GMPC that Mishak proposed to give 60% of the revenue from the sale of the scrap to GMPC and retain 40%. Upon receipt of these letters, GMPC visited the barge site. Immediate communities and key government agencies, including the municipal chief executive and the police, on 7th April 2022 to ascertain the condition of the barge. From the interaction with the community, chiefs, MCE, and police, it was discovered that Mishak had already commenced the removal of some parts of the barge and other metals without proper recourse to GMPC. The GMPC team then engaged the MCE and the police and requested that further dismantling of parts of the barge should be prevented until a disposal process is concluded in line with the Public Procurement Authority guidelines for the disposal of goods. GMPC subsequently wrote to the ministry in May 2022 to inform the ministry that immediate steps will be taken to decommission Osachifo barge in accordance with Section 83 and 84 of Act 663, that is the Disposal of State Vehicles, Plants, and Equipment Act. In line with the Public Procurement Authority guidelines, as mentioned above, GMPC constituted a board of survey to physically inspect the barge and recommend best disposal option. On the 9th of February 2023, the board of survey team visited the barge site and provided a status update in a report dated 28th March 2023. The team observed that about 90% of the OPD at the barge was dismantled. Through interactions with the local community, It is believed that Mishak Limited carried out the dismantling of the barge without engaging GNPC to formalize an arrangement or an agreement as directed by the Minister of Energy. Consequently, the Ministry of Energy has prevailed on GNPC to continue with the steps as outlined in the Public Procurement Authority guidelines for the disposal of the goods to establish the value of the scrap material, and secondly, to engage Mishak Limited to formalize an agreement to share the revenue from the scrap metal business. Let me take this again. The ministry has prevailed on GNPC to engage Mishak Limited to formalize an agreement to share the revenues from the scrap material amongst GNPC, the project community, and Mishak. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.